So, what is the difference between distance and displacement? Diba yun na yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. So, yung displacement natin defined by both direction and magnitude. May direction na tayo, kailangan pa din natin ng magnitude kapag ka-displacement. Kapag ka-distance, magnitude only. Kung ilan yung total lang na na-travel natin. Therefore, displacement natin is an example of vector quantity. And yung distance is an example, displacement is a vector. Distance is scalar. Sa madaling sabi, pag sinabi nating vector, when we say vector, meron siya dapat na magnitude and direction. Kapag ka-scalar naman, magnitude only, but no direction. So, for example, other examples ng vectors include the velocity na 90 km per hour is. Another example, for example, galing sa Baaw, galing sa BCC, nag-iyan ka mong sentrong Baaw, therefore may direction kayo, which is papuntang sentrong Baaw. Tapos sa travel nyo, mga 5 or 10 kph, 10 kilometers per hour. So, di ba, may direction kayo, may magnitude din kayo, which is, yung magnitude nyo is 10 kilometers per hour. Direction nyo, pasentrong Baaw. Therefore, vector quantity yung meron tayo doon. So, the direction of a vector in a one-dimensional motion is given simply by a plus or minus sign. So, vectors are represented graphically by arrows. An arrow used to represent a vector as a length proportional to the vector's magnitude. Example, pag mas mataas yung magnitude, mas mahaba yung length ng arrow or ng vector natin. And points in the same direction as the vector. Pagdating natin sa scalar, sinabing scalar, may magnitude pero walang direction. So for example, a temperature. Temperature ngayon na, for example, 37 degrees Celsius. So yung 37 degrees Celsius na yon is only magnitude lang yon, di ba? Magnitude lang yon, pero wala yung direction. Kasi binigyan lang tayo ng 37 degrees Celsius, pero di kita tinawan sa direction kung saan ito pa iyan. Therefore, yung temperature, ano lang yon, scalar quantity lang yon. Another is 250 calories of energy, 90 km per hour speed limit. Bakit ito? Scalar siya. Kasi magnitude lang baga to. Magnitude lang to, pero wala tong direction. Speed limit lang siya, therefore scalar quantity lang yan. Another, a person's 1.8 meter height. Gano'n lang siya kataas. Yun, magnitude lang yon. And a distance of 2 meter. Halimbawa, 2 metrong distansya, another scalar quantity lang yon kasi walang direction. However, the scalar can be negative such as temperature. In this case, the minus sign indicates a point on a scale rather than a direction. So, scalars are never represented by arrows. Okay, so pagdating sa coordinate systems for one-dimensional motion, di ba, sinabi ko na to kanina. Pag pataas, positive. Pag papunta sa right, positive x. Pag pataas, positive y. Pag papunta sa kaliwa, negative x. Pag pababa naman is negative y. Okay, so yan yung sa vectors, scalars, and coordinate systems natin. So, maya-maya. Okay, another. We will now talk about time, velocity, and speed. So, what do we mean by time? So, in physics, definition of time is simple. So, time is change. Time is change, or the interval over which change occurs. So, kung kailan, ay, naka-off mic. Punta na tayo sa time, velocity, and speed. So, what do we mean by time? So, in physics, the definition of time is simple. So, time is change. O kaya, yung panahon in which, or the interval in which, nangyayari yung change dun sa isang bagay. For example, yung pag-change sa position. Gaano ba katagal nag-change yung position? It is impossible to know that time has passed unless something changes. Okay? Kung walang nagbago, dita easy kung nag-travel sa time. Pero easy taman na pirming nag-aandar na oras. So, pagdating sa physics, when we say time, pag sinabi nating time, siya yung interval in which yung something is nagbabago. O kaya merong pagbabago dun sa certain object natin. So, the amount of time or change is calibrated by comparison with the standard. So, the SI unit for time is the second abbreviated by letter S natin. Abbreviated by S. So, how does time relate to motion? So, we are usually interested in elapsed time for a particular motion, such as how long it takes an airplane passenger to get from his seat to the back of the plane. Okay? Ang usually, na pinag-uusapan lamang sa time, kung gaano ba katagal na nag-move yung isang object. For example, gaano kamo ka-speed dumalagan? Gaano nyo kabilis mako-cover ang 10-meter distance? For example, we have a 10-meter distance and then tinakbo nyo yun, gaano nyo yun kabilis matatravel? So, dun yung pinag-uusapan natin sa time. So, yun lang yung kailangan nating malaman natin in which yung time na yun, that is what we called as the elapsed time. Yung elapsed time natin, elapsed time. So, in which, yung elapsed time, to find elapsed time, we note the time at the beginning and at the end of the motion and subtract the two. For example, a lecture may start at 11 a.m. and end at 11:50 a.m. So that the elapsed time would be how many? 50 minutes. 50 minutes yung elapsed time natin. Okay. So yan yung meaning ng time pagdating sa physics. So elapsed time, delta T, is the difference between the ending time and the beginning time. So ending o kaya time final minus time initial natin. So for example, yung time initial niya is 11. Kailan nag-start ng lecture? 11 a.m. Kailan natapos? 11:50 a.m. So therefore, ilan yung elapsed time? 50 minutes. So yan ang yung meaning ng delta T natin o kaya ng elapsed time. So TF is the time at the end of the motion. Tapos TO is the time at the beginning at the motion. As usual, ginagamit natin yung delta o triangle na yan, yung delta symbol, meaning the change in the quantity that follows it. So, yung quantity na nagpa-follow is yung time, which is indicated by letter T. Kaya delta T o kaya change in time. So, now what do we mean naman by velocity? So, when we say velocity, okay, so average velocity is displacement divided by the time of travel. Kung ilan yung distance na na-displace divided by the total time of travel na kailangan natin. Or sa madaling sabi, average velocity or V, yung V dyan, yun na may bar. Pag may bar sa taas, meaning average, is equals to delta X divided by delta T. In which kanina, sabi natin yung delta X is equals to the final position natin minus initial position. So, divided by final time traveled, yung total time dito, time final minus initial time naman natin dito. So, V bar dyan is yung average natin indicated by the bar over the V is yung average velocity. Yung may bar. Delta X is the change in position. Diba? For example, may isang position tayo dito. Mula dito. Tapos pagdating dito. So, yung total distance na matatravel natin dyan, yan yung total distance. So, mayroon tayong change in position pagdating dyan. Change in position. And yung delta T, kasi dito, pagdating dito, diba nandito yung initial time natin, tapos dito naman yung final time natin. Pero usually sa physics, kung kailan nagsimula yung motion, in-indicate natin yung initial as 0. Yung nandito. XF and XO are the final and beginning position at times TF and TO respectively. So if the starting time is taken to be 0, then the average velocity is simply this formula na lang. So delta X over T. If yung time natin dito, isi-set natin siya as 0. So bakit? Kasi dito pa lang naman mag-i-start yung motion. Dito pa lang naman siya mag-start ng motion. Therefore, hindi pa tayo mag-start ng time dyan. For example, di ba, sa mga runner, kung agkumaraton, kuno migpunso, time. Sige nga, kailan mag-start yung time kapag ka nagmaraton o tumakbo tayo? For example, nire-record. Pag pumutok na yung baril. So therefore, yung time natin initially doon is 0. Now, nung na-travel na natin yung distance na yon, so kung ilan yung nandun sa stopwatch, siya yung mare-record natin dito. So therefore, yung difference natin dito, automatic, kung ano yung nandito, siya na agad yung divisor natin dito sa baba. So kaya na-simplify na ganito. So delta x divided by t. O kaya, change in distance divided by the total time travel. So change in distance, sulat natin dito. Change in distance over total time of travel. So yan yung average velocity natin. So the average velocity becomes the instantaneous velocity or the velocity at the specific instant. For example, diba dito sa distance na to, yung average velocity natin, kung ano sa velocity na kailangan natin na i-travel dito. Now, what do we mean by instantaneous velocity? Instantaneous velocity, kung ano sa velocity mo at that certain time, at that certain interval, or at that certain position nung habang tinatravel mo yon. For example, nagmumotor kayo. Mula dito, mula sa BCC, pauwi sa bahay nyo. Okay, so mula sa BCC, pauwi sa bahay nyo. Nung nasa highway na kayo, sinilngan nyo so odometer. Yung speedometer, nakagauge siya at pamutang-tangayang nasa 80. Okay, so the moment na tiningnan nyo yun, yung 80 na yun, so yun siya yung tinatawag natin as instantaneous velocity. Pero yung average velocity natin, kung ilan yung mula so, peraso, average na speed ninyo kung pagpadalagan ninyo. Halimbawa, sinabi ninyo, ato ngayang tandos ko, pagpadalagan ko, 120 ngaya. So, yung 120 na adto, average yon. Average, sinasabi natin yon as average. Bukong, kasi yung 120, parang in-average na natin yung total velocity na nakuha natin. Okay, so yun. Pero kung sinabi nyo na sa max speed ko ngaya, sa top speed ko ngaya 150. 150 kph. So, top speed ko ngaya yan, adto motor. So, therefore, atong top speed adto, yung 150, na record nyo, isang beses lang, at that certain instant lang. Kaya nga siya tinatawag as instantaneous. Meaning, nare-record lang yung velocity na yun at that certain instant. So, instantaneous velocity is the average velocity at a specific instant in time or over an infinitesimally small interval of time. So, yun yung instantaneous velocity natin. Now, what do we mean by speed? Sabi natin, yung velocity is different from speed. In everyday language, most people use the terms speed and velocity interchangeably. So, di ba? Maybe some of you will think that speed and velocity are the same. Kaya nga usually, pinagsasabi ta, so speed tapos so velocity, magka-value 1, parehas sa naman nga yan. Okay? Pero, they are not the same. So, in physics, however, they do not have the same meaning and they are distinct concepts. One major difference is that speed has no direction. For example, gumno nga ka ka-speed. Sinabi mo sa ng 60. O, 60 nga so padalagan ko, 60 nga so padalagan ko motor. Okay, so amod to, speed lang yon. Pero kung pakaunga ka ninyo, gumno nga ka ka-speed, paulisad to baloy ninyo. Di ba? O kaya, gumno nga ka-speed, payan sad to iskwilan. So may direction na tayo. So saan direction natin? Paulisad to baloy, o kaya payan sad to iskwilan. So therefore, kanus palan king gagamiton ta speed. Dapat, tinanong natin, piraso velocity, average velocity mo, payan sad to iskwilan. Nganing soro social man. Okay, so ilan yung velocity mo nung pupunta ka na dun sa school. So may direction na tayo and yung speed na yon or yung velocity na yon, siya yung magbibigay ng magnitude natin. Okay? So sa madaling sabi, kapag ka-speed, this is scalar. Since it has no direction. Pero yung velocity natin, ito is scalar, while this is a vector quantity. Kasi may kailangan yung velocity, para matawag natin siya as velocity, may direction siya. Pa. Pag walang direction, yung sinasabi nyo na 60 kph nga and other, tatawagin lang natin siya as speed. Hindi siya pwedeng tawagin na velocity. Ulitin natin, velocity, change ng distance divided by change ng time natin. Okay, example, number 1. So, a car travels at a uniform velocity, a distance of 100 meter in 4 seconds. So, what is the velocity of the car? Okay, yung tinatanong is yung average velocity ng car. Sabi natin, that is equal to change in distance, total distance travel divided by the time. So, ilan yung distance na na-travel natin? Palitan natin yung D. Usually, yung ginagamit na distance is letter S. So, S stands for distance. So, distance natin given at 100 meters and trinavel niya yun at 4 seconds. So, 100 over 4, therefore, yung average velocity natin is equal to 25. Anong unit? Meter per second. So, yan yung average velocity ng car natin. Madali lang baga. Distance over time lang siya. O kaya change in distance or total change in distance traveled divided by the total time it takes. Another example. So, a sailboat is traveling north at 10 km per hour relative to the water. So, the water is flowing north at 5 km per hour. So, what is the velocity of the boat relative to the ground? Okay, so meron tayo ditong iba-ibang reference point. Meron tayo iba-ibang reference point. For example, isa-isahin natin. So, yung sailboat, example, ito yung sailboat natin. So, may bangka daw tayo dyan. And that bangka, that sailboat is traveling north. Indicate na lang natin siya. Gawin natin two-dimensional. Papunta dito yung north. For example, papunta dyan yung north. At 10, with an average velocity of 10 km per hour. Relative to the water. Tandaan nyo, yung boat, nagta-travel siya relative to the water. Okay? So, nandyan yung water natin. Yung velocity daw nito is 10 km nung nandito, relative dito. So, ito yung reference point natin. Now, yung water naman daw natin, itong water, Wait, gawin natin tong pula para hindi nakakalito. Okay, nagta-travel siya sa north with a velocity of 10 kilometer per hour. Going north. Now, itong water daw, itong water dito, nagta-travel naman siya relative to the ground. So, yung ground natin is pamutang-tang, nandito yung ground natin sa baba na to. Ito yung ground natin. Now, yung water daw natin, nagta-travel din siya with a velocity of 5 kilometer per hour. Ang tanong dyan, ano yung velocity ng boat with relative to the ground? Okay, so gaano ba kabilis nagta-travel yung boat kung i-compare natin dito sa ground? Kasi, example, sipan nyo na lang, subangka, kung nakaluna diya sa tubig, nagta-travel iya 10 kph. Now, sa tubig, nagpo-flow man niya 5 kph with relative dun sa lupa natin. Okay, nasusundan nyo? Ulitin ko. Itong 10 kph na to, ang flow nito, o kaya, ang flow ng 10 kph na yan is yung bangka relative dun sa water natin. Dun sa tubig. And then yung tubig, relative to the ground, nagta-travel din yung tubig at 5 kph. 5 kilometers per hour. Now, gano'n na daw kabilis nagta-travel yung boat with respect to water. Ay, with respect dun sa ground. Gano'n na daw kabilis yung pagta-travel ng boat with respect dun sa lupa natin. Nandito yung ground. Kasi itong nandito sa taas is yung ating sailboat. Ito yung water. Ito naman yung ground. Now, kung na-visualize nyo, ito, nagta-travel to 10 kph dito. Now, since ito, nagta-travel din siya 5 kph, di ba madadara pa niya di? Madadala pa niya to. Meaning, with respect to the ground, ilan yung total na magiging bilis nito? Simply, velocity ng boat with respect to the ground, i-add lang natin yung dalawa. 10 km per hour plus 5 km per hour. Na-visualize nyo na. For example, so boat, nag-aandar mananggad. Tapos, dinaraya ko tubig. So, ang mangyayari dun sa boat, mas bibilis siya. With compare dun sa lupa natin. Which is equal to 15 km per hour. So, yun na yung magiging velocity ng boat natin with respect to the, with relative to the ground natin. Which is equal to 15 km per hour. So, yan na yung answer natin. Any question? Basta pag velocity, distance over time lang yung pinag-uusapan dyan. So, what do we mean by acceleration? So, acceleration or average acceleration, at which, ito yung rate at which nagbabago yung velocity natin. Okay? So, denoted siya by small letter A. Small letter A, that is for acceleration. So, what do we mean by acceleration? For example, pinuganin nyo sa accelerator, ano mangyari ko? Motor. Siyempre, bibilis yun. Diba? Pag biniliwan man ninyo so, silinyador, ano mangyari? So, ang mangyayari is, babagal din yung sasakyan natin. Babagal din yung sasakyan. So, therefore, what do we mean by accelerator? Binabago natin yung velocity. Kaya nga, bibilis, babagal. Pag sinabi natin na nag-accelerate. So, therefore, acceleration, it is the rate at which yung velocity natin changes. So, delta V stands for change in velocity with respect to time. For example, meron ulit tayong dalawang point. Ito yung initial point natin in which may initial velocity tayo. Tapos, ito yung final velocity natin. So, syempre, kukunin natin yung change in velocity as velocity final minus velocity initial. And yung change in time as time final minus yung initial time natin. Where yung A natin dyan is yung average acceleration natin. V is velocity and T is yung time. So, acceleration as a vector. Acceleration is a vector in the same direction as the change in velocity. So, since velocity is a vector, it can change either in magnitude or in direction. Acceleration is therefore change in either speed or direction or both. So, keep in mind that although acceleration is in the direction of the change in velocity, it is not always the direction of the motion. So, when an object is slowed down, for example, yung sabi ko nga na, binitawan nyo yung silinyador, kung ni-release ninyo sa silinyador, so its acceleration is opposite to the direction of its motion. So, bumabagal siya. So, pag bumilis, accelerating. Pag bumagal, decelerating. O kaya, tinatawag natin siya as deceleration. So, misconception always, deceleration always refers to acceleration in the direction opposite of the direction of the velocity. So, deceleration always reduces speed. Kaya nga decelerate, meaning binabagalan natin yung takbo ng isang object. So, negative acceleration, however, is acceleration in the negative direction in the chosen coordinate system. So, negative acceleration may or may not be deceleration. And deceleration may or may not be considered negative acceleration. For example, meron tayo dito, yung kotse na yan. So, yung sasakyan na yan, yung change in velocity natin is itong kulay green. Papunta siya sa positive x-axis natin. Kasi di ba dun sa coordinate system natin, pag papunta dito is positive. Pag papunta dito, negative. Pag papunta dyan, positive. Pag papunta naman dyan is negative. Pagpababa. Okay, kung ito yung direction natin, ito yung direction ng velocity natin, tapos nag-accelerate din tayo, meaning bumibilis yung takbo ng sasakyan papunta dito. So, therefore, meron tayo ditong positive acceleration. Meaning, bumibilis yung sasakyan natin dito sa point na to. Now, nung nakita nyo to, nung ito na yun, papunta dito dapat yung takbo ng sasakyan natin or yung velocity. Papunta dyan kasi nandito yung direction ng velocity natin. Pero yung acceleration natin is pabalik. Pabalik yung acceleration. So what do we mean by that? Parang nirelease ninyo. Meaning, nagluluway so velocity natin. Bumabagal tayo. Therefore, meron tayo ditong positive deceleration ang nangyayari. Deceleration, meaning bumabagal yung velocity ng sasakyan natin. With respect dun sa Cartesian coordinate system, positive siya kasi yung deceleration niya is in this order. Papunta dyan, in that direction. So, pagdating naman dito, ganito yung velocity natin. Papunta siya naman dito, yung sasakyan natin. Pero yung acceleration natin papunta dito. Pagka magkasalungat, ulitin ko, kapag yung direction ng velocity at direction ng accelerator is magkasalungat, deceleration agad yan. Since ito papunta dito, so negative yung deceleration natin dito kasi papunta siya dun sa negative y-axis natin. And dito naman, since magkatapat sila yung acceleration, so negative naman yung acceleration natin. So yung negative dyan, indication lang ng direction. Direction lang yan. Pero tandaan lang natin, ang kailangan lang natin tandaan, kung ano yung direction ng, for example, ito yung direction ng velocity, and yung acceleration natin is also in this direction. Pagka magkaparehas ng direction, automatic, accelerating yung object natin. O kaya, pag papunta naman dito yung velocity, tapos acceleration natin is kinokontra niya yung velocity, meaning babagal yung sasakyan natin. From the word itself, babagal, we are decelerating pagdating dito sa scenario na ganito. Kapag magkasalungat yung dalawa. So we have here some examples. Example, a car accelerates from rest to a speed of 36 km per hour in 20 seconds. So what is the acceleration of the car in meter per second squared? So ang tinatanong is meter per second squared. Meron tayo dito na kilometer per hour. So sabi natin, average acceleration is equals to change in velocity divided by the total time na kailangan para ma-change yung velocity. Okay? So, solution natin. So, dito yung original position niya. Tapos, yung total time, pagdating dito, na trinavel is 20 seconds. So, ito na yung second position niya. Now, pagdating dito, sabi, yung velocity na niya is, yung speed na niya is 36 km per hour. Ang tanong, ilan yung velocity dito? Sa initial. So, kung nabasa nyo, accelerates from rest. So, what do we mean by rest? From rest. Kaya nga rest. May kausap pa ako, wala na. What do you mean by rest? Kaya nga kasi nakahinto siya. Nakahinto, meaning hindi gumagalaw yung sakyan natin. Pwede pa ba dito? Mayroon pa bang di nakapapasok? Rest, dito sa part na to kasi nakahinto siya. Therefore, 0 yung speed natin siya, nakahinto. So, therefore, kukunin natin is yung velocity natin sa final minus velocity sa initial. Diba yung VF, delta V natin, that is equal to VF minus VO, in which yung VO is velocity initial. VF is yung velocity final natin. Divided by total time. So, yung VF natin given to be 36 km per hour. Minus V initial which is equal to 0 km per hour divided by the time it takes para makuha natin yung 36 seconds. So, isipon nyo na lang sa di pag-compute sa di acceleration, nagda-drag race ka mo. Nagda-drag race. So, gawin nyo nga pirasa na ngayang segundo, akaipuan, nganing galing sa to, rangkada, mula sa 0 velocity hanggang makarangkada kita sa 36. So, yung total time na kailangan daw nun is 20 seconds. Pero take note, yung pinapanap sa atin is naka-meter per second. So, yung gagawin natin is 36 minus 0 is 36 kilometer per hour divided by 20 second. Pero ito, kailangan muna natin itong i-convert into meter, tapos ito naman into second. So, yung kilometer, alam natin, kilometer sa taas, therefore, 1 kilometer sa baba, para makancel. 1 kilometer is how many meter? 1,000 meters. So, yan yung conversion natin. And we all know, yung 1 hour is kailangan nating i-convert. So, 1 hour is how many minutes? I-minutes muna natin, which is 60 minutes. And yung 1 minute, how many seconds? 60 seconds. Therefore, using our calculator, pwede na natin yung isolve. So, yung 36 daw, i-multiply ko ng 1,000 over 1. So, hindi ko na siya ilalagay since equal lang din naman yan sa 1,000 times another conversion which is 1 over 60. So, 1 over 60 times another which is 1 over 60 naman ulit dito. 1 over another 1 over 60 dito sa part na to. So, divided by, i-divide pa natin siya ng 20. Makukuha natin siya as 0.5 o kaya 1/2. So, anong unit niya? Anong mangyayari sa unit? Yung kilometer dito makakancel. Yung hour dito is makakancel to. Yung minute is makakancel. Itong second dito magmumultiply. Kasi bababa siya dyan. So, magmumultiply dyan. Sagot natin is 0.5 meter per second squared. So, yan na yung total or average acceleration ng sasakyan natin. Any question? Example number 2. So, a car slows down from a speed of 72 km per hour to rest in 25 seconds. So, slows down. Tandaan nyo, slow down. So, ano meaning yan? Bumabagal. So, therefore, ito yung 72 yung initial velocity natin. And pag sinabi ulit nating rest, ano yung velocity natin pag mayroong rest?
Hindi gumagalaw.
Meaning, 0 agad yung velocity natin kasi hindi gumagalaw. In time which is 25 seconds. So, ano daw yung acceleration ng car? So, for example, may car tayo. So, let's draw a car. So, yan, yung car natin. So, may velocity siya. Initially, nag-aandarya. Nag-aandarya at 72 km per hour. So, tumatakbo siya. Now, habang tumatakbo yun, pagdating dito, yung car is huminto na siya. Huminto na siya dito sa part na to. It stopped. Therefore, yung velocity natin dito is 0 km per hour. Ito na yung final velocity natin. Kasi ito na yung huminto na siya. Tapos ito yung initial velocity natin, VO. Tapos yung total time is equal to 25 seconds. So, yan yung pinapaanak. So, galing sa formula, acceleration is equals to V final minus V initial all over total time. So, V final natin is 0. Kasi VF natin is 0. So, kilometer per hour minus V initial, VO, that is equal to 72. 72 kilometer per hour. So, divided by the total time which is 25 second. So, ang mangyayari, 0 minus 72, that is negative 72. So, kilometer per hour. Divided by 25 second. So, yung unit is hindi pa accurate kasi ang pinapanap pati is naka-meter per second. Therefore, ito ay convert natin ulit sa meter. In which, ano sabi natin? 1 kilometer. Sabi natin, 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. Okay, so mga cancel yung kilometer, may iwan na lang is meter. So ito naman, 1 hour. So yung 1 hour, since nasa ilalim, ilagay natin yung hour sa conversion natin sa taas. 1 hour is 60 minutes. And 1 minute is equivalent to 60 second din. So makancel yung minute, makancel yung hour, may iwan is yung second. So yung second dito, bababa, magmumultiply sa isang second dyan sa kabila. Therefore, yung acceleration natin, magiging, so using our calculator, so negative, so over. So negative 72 times 1,000 times 1 over 62. Diba? 1 over 60 ay over. Over 60 times another 1 over 60. So, i-divide pa natin siya by 25. So, therefore, acceleration natin is negative 0.8. Anong unit? Naka-meter per second squared yung acceleration natin. So, that is for our example number 2. Nasa example number 3, how long does it take to accelerate a car from a speed of 50 km per hour to a speed of 100 km per hour at an acceleration of 1 meter per second. So, given, i-drawing muna natin. So, may car ulit. So, ito yung initial niya, initial position. Tapos ito yung final position niya. So, lagi kayong mag-drawing. So, sa initial position, a car from a speed of 50 km. Mula sa speed na 50 km. Therefore, may initial speed tayo dito, VO. Hindi VF. Kaya nga initial. VO which is equal to 50 km per hour. Okay? Now, i-accelerate daw natin siya. I-accelerate para yung velocity natin maginang 100 km per hour pagdating dito sa final. Now, ilan daw yung total time na kailangan natin if yung acceleration natin is given to be 1 meter per second squared. Okay, so galing dun sa formula, acceleration, V final minus V initial over time. Okay? So, V final natin is given to be 100 km per hour minus V initial, VO, which is 50 km per hour. Divided by yung total time natin, which is, we don't know. Di natin alam. And yung acceleration natin is given at 1 meter per second squared. So, cross-multiply natin, ito dito, pagpalitin natin yung position ng t at saka ng 1. Therefore, yung t natin is equal to 100 minus 50, that is equal to 50 km per hour. Divided by, okay, dito na tuloy natin para hindi nakakalito. So, i-cross multiply natin, pagpapalitin na to. So, ang mangyayari, T now is equals to 100 minus 50, that is 50 kilometer per hour. Divided by ito, ilalagay na natin dito. So, 1 meter per second squared. So, ito, kailangan muna nating i-convert din into meter and second units. So, 1 kilometer, that is equal to 1,000 meters. And another 1 hour, sabi natin 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. And 1 minute, we know that is 60 second. So, yung isang second dito, tapos dito is makakancel. Yung kilometer dito at kilometer dito makakancel. Yung meter dito at meter dito makakancel. Yung hour makakancel. Yung minute makakancel. Matitira na lang is isang second and then tataas yan. So, therefore, yung unit ng time natin is naka-second dapat siya. So, using our calculator, so, lagay natin 50 times 1,000 times 1 over 60 times 1 over another 60, and then we will divide it by 1. So, press equal. So, yung total time na kailangan natin is 13.89 seconds. So, that is for our acceleration. Any question?